Good afternoon. Photographs take an instant at a time, altering life by holding it still. Dorothea Lange. Before I tell you about Dorothea Lange, I'd like to share where I got my information. Excuse me while I use my little tiny note, but here I go. My first source was wikipedia.com. My second source was moma.org. And lastly, study.com. These sites gave me very much information. Dorothy Newton Lange was born to a second generation of German immigrants. She happened to change her name to Lange due to two traumatic events in her life. The first one, she contracted polio, which left Lange's right leg with a severe limp. Second, her father left the family, stranded, alone, mom with kids, and Lange took that hardly, so she changed her name to her mom's maiden name. Lange graduated from an all-girls high school. She further went on to Columbia University, where she ended up taking some classes from Clarence White. But while Lange was in high school, she had no idea what she wanted to do. She didn't own a camera. She had no idea that she really wanted to be a photographer until she hit the university, where she became White's apprentice in a studio in 1918. Lange and her friend that she met during college wanted to travel the world to see what they could see. They ended up in San Francisco and they got robbed. This struck in Lange pretty hard, so she ended up staying there with no money, nothing to do, but ended up getting a job and also becoming a mother and getting married. But while Lange was working in the studio, one day she turned to the outside world and started taking photographs of the streets. The photographs were taken during the Great Depression. She later left the streets and started photographing people everywhere. This is where Lange found her purpose. Lange is known as a documentary photographer. One of her first photos is called The White Angel of the Breadline. This photo led to her to land a job in the farmland security. Lange's images became the icons of her era. She did a series of Florence Thompson, a 32-year-old woman living in the pea camps. This photo is called The Immigrant Mother. Lange also was the first woman to be employed by World War II. Can you believe that? The first woman to be able to take astounding photographies of warships, the Depression. I mean, it went on and on of the things she did. She was also hired to take pictures of the Japanese Americans, which led to her another award. One of the photos really struck at me. It was a picture of these little Japanese children saying the Pledge of Allegiance. It was so cute. Later on in life, Lange was struck by an illness. It ended up being esophagus cancer. How sad. It had kept her landed at home, where she still dabbled in so much photography. This didn't stop her. She received astounding awards for her work, for her photography, for her images that people saw things that she saw through her own eyes. How amazing. Lange later died at age 70, but she left us wanting to know what we see through our eyes of what she took photos of. That's how she wanted people to feel. The same way that she felt when she was taking the photographs. In Lange's final years, she did astounding work and kept very productive. Somewhere, I couldn't find the rest of the information, but she left work on a site of photographies of California. It was called the New Era of California. I couldn't find who finished it for her, but it was amazing. Her photographs remain powerful and relevant today as they did 81 years ago. This woman did amazingly work. I couldn't believe all the information I found about her. How astounding can that be, to still have your work touch someone 81 years ago? Thank you.